It's unboxing time again. Resin Mold Box have sent me their Spring Ripples Whispers of the Wind box of molds and other goodies. Now, Resin Mold Box are brilliant. What they do is they put together these boxes of goodies for resin craft and or eco casting powders. And they put you some information about the molds so you know what you've got, and they are affordable molds. This is a super way to budget your crafting. You can get this lot as a subscription box, and just look how much stuff there is in there. We'll get it all out in a minute. Or you can buy the individual molds, or you can buy the individual box. This is the subscription one, which is by far the most you get for your money, obviously, because you're buying it more in bulk. But I love how they put you these instructions and tell you what they're for, and it also tells you the amount of resin or eco casting powder you're going to need. So let's go through. We've got a tray. We've got a storage jar mould set with bunny ears, apparently. We've got a little trinket box, which is a crab shape, so we're going very seaside-y. Floral spiced vase set. That sounds interesting. Okay. We have a duck. It's a duck. What's not to like? It's a duck. We have paw prints. Enchanted Forest House Silhouette Mould. That looks like the sort of thing you put lights in by the look of that. Yeah, we can do that. And the Whimsical Wonders mould. They put in an extra bonus one that you're not necessarily expecting. So that's all little cutesies by the look of it. What we got there? Little cakes and mushroom and yeah, fun one. Right, let's have a look. Let's get it all out. So they always send you some little extras as well. So let's have a look at the little extras bag. Pretty. Got flowers and seashell sequins. We've got some scrummy glitter. We've got some steampunk style cogs and bits. Those are always popular. I like those. I like those a lot. We've got some little polymer clay fruit pieces. It's perfect with summer coming up, isn't it? More sparkle. Oh, look at the sparkle on that. Glitter, more glitter. Lovely. And always useful. Little pair of tweezers. Now, let's have a look at the bonus mould. What's this one? Oh, I see, yeah. We've got a hedgehog, we've got a mushroom, a little cupcake and hearts, flower shape thingy. Ah, hang on a minute. Yes, you could make those into shakers, I bet. Very cute. What does it say about them? Small LED light behind them, yeah. Or try it as a two-stage pour. Oh, so you get a different colour on the frame to what you get on the main piece. Lovely. Hollow out patterns. Very, very cute. Oh, it's a lucky four-leaf clover, the heart-shaped one. That makes sense. But they're all little, but they're hearts because they're just hearts. I see what they mean. There's all different depths there. So you could do different colours in each depth. I like that. That's nice. Now, paw print. Gosh, that's big. That'd be big enough to be a coaster, wouldn't it? I like that. Oh, and this is the little hollowed out house. It's in two sections, so you could put your fairy lights in there quite easily. Really like that. Duck. I mean, obviously I've got to make a duck, haven't I? I've just got to make a duck. Tray. You can have seen any different styles of trinket trays. This one looks interesting. Look, it's got a ripply effect. It's a nice size as well. It's a little bit wider than the your normal little budget trinket tray mould. And this must be the crab. Oh, it's quite big, isn't it? That's a fun one. I like the look of that. And so this is the vase. So it's in two sections. Isn't that nice? This would be the opening bit. We're going to have to get that out and have a look, aren't we? Because it's going to go up that way rather than that way. And what we got here? Oh, this is the bunny ears pot. Adorable. Right, let's get some of these out and play with them. I'm not going to be demoing them all because there's just so many, but I think that is ridiculous value. That box full. Right, let's put some of these to one side and work out which we're going to be doing. This one definitely, that's going to be an eco casting powder one though. I would like to make the tray, but I think that's going to be a separate video again because I think I want to do something really fancy with that. I think we should have a look at the duck. I definitely want to do the vase and I definitely want to do the paw print because I think that would make a great coaster for me. So I'm going to get these out of the packets, get some resin mixed up and let's get stuck in. Let's turn our attention to the little vase. So I want to do kind of blues and silver swirls. And because I want to keep the colours a little bit separately, yeah, you can put a dot of clear glue in it or let it sit for a while to thicken. But before you put your colours in, or before you pour it, that will help to keep your colours separately and kind of marble. However, just using a thicker vet resin to start with is also an easy option. So we're going to mix up some Artline Honey. This is it. Now you can't do really big chunky pieces with this because it's really is for smaller, shallower pours, but it's pretty awesome stuff. And I have found I can go up to this size without too much issue. So let's go for that. And we're going to stir and stir and stir until the cloudiness goes. You can see I need to split this colour up. I have whisked a load of bubbles into it because I'm just stupid like that. I stir way too fast. But we're going to discount this. Yeah, try again. Gosh, words. We're going to decant some of each of the colours into these two little pots. Very high tech. We're recycling Mom's yogurt pots. We're now also recycling the pots that dips with takeaways go in. I'm going to put a dot of white in this one. You probably need, yes, another pot, come to think of it. So I do want a bit of white veining going through it. So I have a bit of a white vein with that, like so. And being a pigment paste, I don't need much of that. That's the Let's Resin pigment, by the way. We are then going to, yeah, I need another pot. What have I got? One of Mark's yogurt pots. Right, hang on. Just need a tiny bit because I want to put some glitter in that one. This one we're going to put, these are some colours from Create and Bloom. This one is called Sky. And yeah, I still haven't taken the lid off properly. But look at that, isn't that beautiful? So that's going to be one of my key colours. Now this one will go opaque. I think the other one I've got will probably not. But what I'm going to do is leave it not too well mixed. See, like that. You need to mix it a certain amount, otherwise it's not going to cure. But put that in there. Kind of leave it a bit swirly. It'll probably all blend anyway, to be honest. Resin has a mind of its own, doesn't it? This one we are going to put Peacock. Now I think again this is an opaque one, but again if I don't mix it terribly well, we should get a bit of a, and if I don't use too much, we should get a little bit of translucency to it. You notice all the bubbles are, yeah, there is, look, a bit of translucency. You notice all the bubbles are just coming out on their own. I like that. So I did stir too fast, got too many bubbles, as usual. Put the lid back on that one. Love these pigment pastes. And then we're going to, the final one, which is just the little bit I put in this pot here, we are going to have some fine glitter, which I'm going to try not to overdo. That fine glitter is from the Anchor Pours and it's called Sterling Silver. I think I'm going to need a bit more than that though. So yeah, that's that one. I'll put your links for everything I'm using down in the video description as well, folks. I mean, there's going to be discount codes for some of it too, which is good, isn't it? I don't want glittery and white veins through the blues, if that makes any sort of sense. Right, here we go. I'm going to go in first with the light blue. So when we're just pouring it randomly, then we're going to go in with the Peacock. If I've got enough resin here, if not, I'll mix up a bit more, that's not a problem. Because we've got the white and we've got the glitter to go, but it's still not a lot, is it? So I think we might end up mixing up a bit of clear. We're definitely going to need a bit more, aren't we? I definitely want quite a bit more of the blues. Probably not too much more of the white, because white can take over a bit, can't it? So we're going to need another pot. This resin, by the way, is a 2-to-1, which makes my head hurt a bit. But it's really good stuff. So if you can get your head around the 2-to-1, very happy to recommend it. It's a new brand as well. So it's a European brand and it's well worth supporting, I think. They're really nice people too. Great customer service, etc., etc. All the nice stuff that you would want. So I think what I'm going to do here is put in some clear. Give a bit of a divide between the colours. Well, a bit of a, I don't know, something. I don't know what word I'm looking for here. Something. Let's go with something. Okay, so that's going to move that round a little bit. And then I think I'm going to want a bit more of each of the other colours. And of course we've got that silver. Now glitter may well sink even in this high viscosity resin, so I'm going to put that in probably last. There's probably some on my stirring stick anyway. And you'll see that this has by now been diluted somewhat, so that's going to be more subtle anyway. I'll just tease this round a little bit actually as well. I think I want it to, it'll probably move around a little bit in here anyway on its own, just because of there's more room to move. But we'll see. We're going to need a bit more, and I'm going to go in with the darker one. But first we're going to have a little bit of glitter. And I kind of want this to go in a bit of a vein through it, so like so. And here we go. We have got some more resin mixed up. As you can see, I filled it with bubbles again. Don't do like... I'm going to do the duck. And look at my gloves. What a mess. And for the duck, I want a white, because I'm going to paint him afterwards. Because he's too big. He looks like a bit more like a grown-up duck to me. So I don't think he should have. I don't think he should be yellow. And I'm going to put in some of the very sparkly glitter stuff. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Oh, isn't that nice? Really like that. We're going to kind of semi-mix it in, like so. And hope it doesn't sink. So, taller mould. Character mould in particular. A devil's for getting bubbles stuck in awkward places. And I'm guessing under his beak's going to be the one with this guy. So I'm going to give him a good squish like this. And we're going to fill him up. Now, this is really pushing this resin to its limits. This is probably too much for Artline Honey. So, because it is meant to be for shallower pours. And I've already pushed my luck. Stay to the bottle. I've already rather pushed my luck as it is. So, cross everything for me. And then out of this batch, I think that just leaves the paw print, which I might just do in glitter. Obviously, this is going to involve some painting of the duck afterwards. That's okay. Show you a nice, easy way to do that. Basically, spoiler alert, we're just going to use acrylic marker pens. The tricky bit is not knocking the duck over. So for this bit, this one, we are going to have again same resin. Be interested to see if the duck flash cures. Like I said, that probably is a bit too deep. Well, quite a lot too deep for this. Well, it's not what this resin's intended for. Let's put it like that. This resin is intended more for things like coasters and such. See, I tend to whisk my resin like this, and you'll see how the bubbles come. It'll degas anyway. I hope there's no bubbles trapped in the bottom of this, because I didn't think to give it a bit of a squish when it was part form, but we'll see. And then what I'm going to do with this is mix a bit of the pale blue sky in with the white. There we go. So we've got an even paler blue. Lovely. Then I'm going to run a little bit of the peacock through it, which is like a greenish, bluish. Don't quite. No, it's peacock. Just going to do that. Hoping this will cure, because obviously with the colours not being mixed in as well, there's dangers of pockets of colour that don't cure. But then the rest of this, we are going to pour in all of that. Well, not all of it, but a lot of it. Keep a little bit back. Gosh, that's pretty. Look like when you mix it in. Oh, yummy. Very yummy. Nice. So we're going to do like a bit of a dirty pour type arrangement with this. Now this one should blend a lot more than those, because I have kind of put the colours in together. And also there's no white or silver. So yeah, it's going to be a different effect. And then we're going to pour the glitter from this end. We should push it back. This high viscosity resin might not get much mixing either. I'm kind of hoping not, because I want a bit of variation as it kind of goes across the piece. And then that's it. We're going to just wait for it all to cure. Of course, we need to assemble this and paint the duck and just go, oh, isn't it cute, at the paw print. I am just using up the last little bit of this glittery just to top these up a little bit. But not much, because I don't want too much of that in there. Just a little bit of variation, and I've got a bit left basically. Sorted. I'll see you later. Right, I got all overexcited and demolded one of the pieces. Isn't that lovely? Pleased with how the colours behaved. Got that sort of crazy marbling effect I was looking for. Let's demold this one. So this is the main part, and I'm expecting this to be a bit of a pain to demold, but we shall see. Just because of the spiky shape. Oh, so far so good. So far so good. Nice. So of course this becomes the outside, doesn't it? And I haven't clocked that this actually clips together. So a particular top and bottom. Yes, that'll be the top then, won't it? Oh gosh, that's clever. That is very clever. So I suppose if you wanted just to put dried flowers in it, then that would do, wouldn't it? Now I'm going to have to try and get that back up. Oh, that's easy enough. Okay, back off again. Because what I'm going to do is put resin all the way around here to stick it together. And then we'll see how watertight it is. Because it's going to be a little vase, isn't it? So, okay, let's get the paw print out. I'm liking these moulds. I'm particularly impressed with how perfectly that fits together, because there's a lot of resin bits that have to fit together don't fit as well as that. Right, so if I was going to use this for a coaster, I really should have made it a lot, not as deep, sort of. But you could make this into a heck of a shaker, couldn't you? Oh, look at that. I like it. That's fun. Heck knows what I'm going to do with it. The glitter didn't come through much. Bits did. I was kind of hoping it would push across. Perhaps I should have put the glitter in first. But because that resin is so viscous, the glitter didn't sink as much as I thought it would. There you go. User error. Like it. Okay. And of course we've got the duck. Now I'm fully expecting this to be hard to demold because of his beak. Let's see. We're going to paint him shortly, aren't we? Oh, he is shiny. I thought he might be satin finish. Oh no, it's coming off easy. And he's ever so shiny. Let's have a look. Yeah, the head's going to be the difficult bit, isn't it? Might need a stronger pair of hands than mine to do that bit. Oh, no, here we go. So I've just pushed it up over the back. And doink. Oh, I say. That's gorgeous. Right, we've got our finishing touches to do. I'll be back in a moment. Right, first job, stick these together. And I do want it to be watertight, just in case I do end up using it properly as a vase. So we're going to use UV bonding resin, and we're going to go all the way around it. So this is an ultraviolet curing bonding resin. I seem to have got glitter on the nozzle from somewhere. Don't know where. Doesn't matter. So this is one of these ones that cures in a matter of about 5 seconds. And it's from Let's Resin. And I use this a lot. Fill it up with water and test it. Not that I've got any flowers to put in it or anything, but hey. I'm just going to get a bit of tissue ready in case any of it squidges out over the outside where I don't want it. And let's pop this on. There we are. And I don't think any is squidged out where I don't want it, actually. Let's give it a little wipe just in case. No, that looks okay. And we're just going to go around it with a UV torch. I'm going to try and get it from each angle. Now around the inside I can see gaps. So I might need to just go around in there with a bit more of the bonding stuff. Bonding resin, I don't know. Not sure. Let's see if it's watertight first. Back in a second. Let me just put this under the tap. Yeah, it's leaking out all over. So I need to go around inside there with a bit more of the bonding resin. I'll let it dry out thoroughly first, but that's going to be an easy fix, isn't it? That's an easy fix. I like it. It's a lovely make, and it does fit together extremely well. So I should just be going around with a little bead of the UV resin to seal that up. Nice. I like it a lot. Of course, if you're just going to put dried flowers in it, it doesn't matter, doesn't it? We're going to colour the duck in next. I'm just annoyed with myself because I missed a little speck there on his wing. I should have cleaned the mould, shouldn't I? Right, we're just going to use acrylic pens. And we're just going to colour him in. Of course, you can spray varnish over the top if you want to really seal your acrylic pens in. I shan't bother because he's not going to be manhandled a lot. He's just going to sit on a shelf and be decorative. Looks like I did get a few bubbles under his chin. Beak, but not much. And the paint looks like it'll pretty much hide those anyway, so that's good. Right, there's his beak. Might put a second coat on. I fancied orange feet, so let's do orange feet. So I've got a little bit of a bubbly edge there, but nothing to worry about too much, I don't think. And then finally, the eye, which I'm just going to do in black and then put a little dot of white in it to be the, the shine on his eye. Oh, here we are. These are easy to paint in because the areas are really well defined, so you can just lose your acrylic pen down into the shape. Oh, that's cute. Too cute for words. As soon as that's dry, I'm going to just put a little white dot in. Right, I think we might be down to glamour shots, don't you? So I'll get these out in the sun. Thank you for watching, and I also want to say a big thank you to Resin Mold Box for sending me the subscription box. I think this is another awesome one. You'll see some other makes from it, as I promised, over the coming weeks. And yeah, there's links for stuff down in the video description. So all the materials I've used, obviously the discount code for Resin Mold Box, be it the subscription boxes or the things being sold individually, entirely your choice. And that's all down in the video description below as well. So just go down here and click a load of things, and that'll make me very happy indeed. Take care, everyone, and I will see you for the next one.